Hello guys, welcome back. 2/3 of the way through the Tour de France Femmes. We were at the start of the day. We're a little longer, further along now. Another 54 kilometers in the stage. Do appreciate the new follow or subscriber. Thank you guys, or whomever you might be. Sometimes I get to find out who it is, and sometimes I don't. Yeah, so it goes. So I thought I'd do a little teammate painting here, although there's a lot of teamwork that goes on in bike racing, at least bike racing where you have a team. I never raced with a team. But then again, I never got beyond amateurs, so. I mean, I did have a group of friends that I rode with, and we wouldn't decide who was going to win the day, but we would help each other out as best as we could. But in a pro peloton, each team has their dedicated leaders, almost always marked by the 1 on the end of their race bib number. So it's not uncommon when you get to the end of the race, you get a helicopter shot, and everybody you see has a 1 on their number. So in the Tour de France Femmes, and most, I think, women's races, there are 7 members of the team. And then in the men, it's usually 8. And please, I have no idea why. It's like there are 23 teams of 8 riders in the men's race, and there are 21 teams of 7 riders in the women's race. And it better not be some sexist BS about women not driving as well, and therefore they don't want as many women in the race. Now, this year's opening stage was marked by a lot of crashes, but that is a factor of anytime a Grand Tour opens with an open stage, what happens is it's a much more nervous race because whoever wins the stage will wear the first leader's jersey. So riders, literally anybody in the peloton, if they get lucky, can sorry, I was just trying to figure out what number this was. I can't quite see it in my picture. And when I do the streaming, it's a little ironic, is that you can't pause live video. So yes, that's how I do this. I watch the race, see something that interests me, and then pause the video, paint it, and then go on. And in this case, it was Kim LaCour being paced. I'm not sure how far back she is, but she's dropped off the peloton. So she's being escorted by her teammates in hopes of getting her back into contention. She lost some time yesterday. She had started yesterday, I believe, in second place. Third place, maybe. Up there. But suffered a bit yesterday. Lost a little bit of time. Not a lot. But still, to see her now off the back again is a little disconcerting for the team. So they've sent 2 teammates back. Sorry, I just had the names and now I probably forgot them. On the front is Justin Kikirk, I guess is how you would say that. And just behind her is Muriel Benito, the Spanish champion on the team. She is the Mauritian champion. So that's why their jersey, well, you can't really tell yet, their jerseys are different. But trust me, they are. As I lay in more color, you'll see. Oh, see, I started painting without. Nobody there to read that date. So, part of the reason I was doing this is because, see, they also have one of the gendarme motorcycles with them. So I thought it would be cute to call this under escort, because she's both under the escort of her team and of the gendarme, which of course escort the race every day. If you're watching, you'll see them, a long line of these gendarmes passing the peloton, because they go along the race. If they see a danger, or in most cases they probably have already planned where they're going to be, but if they see something that may endanger the racers, they'll pull off to the side and get out with a yellow pennant, blowing the whistle and letting the riders know that the road narrows, that it's a particularly sharp turn, which side of the roundabout to go around, all those kind of things. And then once all of the riders go by, they jump back on their bikes, go back up past the peloton, and go to the next danger spot and do it all over again. Plus, they're the ones that are stopping traffic on the side of the road. So they're constantly behind, ahead, behind, ahead of the race all day long. And that's been one of the concerns with the fires that are plaguing France with this heat wave, is that it's taking resources, police and rescue, so that there's not as many sorry, I'm trying to figure out a color in my head. So there are less police available to be doing the escort aspect if the fires are close by. So it's an allocation of resources. So like tomorrow, when they climb Mont Ventoux and there's a risk of fires on the mountain, rather than cut that stage, which everybody has been looking forward to, myself included, they have decided to ban fans from the top of the climb. Most of the Mont Ventoux climb. Forget at what point. But think about it, if you have thousands and thousands of people all along the roadway, plus all the support personnel and everything, and a fire were to break out, and so many people have walked up the mountain or ridden their bikes up the mountain, and of course then there's thousands of camper vans, etc. If they suddenly need to get off of there in a hurry, it isn't going to happen. I mean, that's one of the things about, I mean, I've never been, but, oh great, I just grabbed the wrong color. This is my dark green and this is my teal blue, and I wanted the teal blue. Kind of hard to tell, right? There we go. So mix that with a little ultramarine blue to get the blue of the gendarme's jackets uniform. Then I need a darker blue for the, so the Mauritian kit or flag is very similar to the colors on the rainbow jersey. So it used to be her jersey was white with the Mauritian flag colors on it. So I think there's, what you can't see is there's a black band across the bottom while the shorts are black. And so I find it interesting that this year they've decided to make it the whole jersey is the flag, because it was, people were confused because it looked like the rainbow jersey. So I don't know if they decided on their own or UCI, the governing body of cycling, told them they had to change the kit because they're the ones who award the rainbow jersey and they don't want anybody confusing that. And I think this is the first season I've seen this jersey. And she's one of the rare women, well, professional cyclists, full stop, who wear the, are the national champion in both the road and the time trial. Oftentimes it's a very different, well, it's always a very different skill set, but it's like Remco Evenepoel, who finished second in the men's Tour de France, won both the Olympic time trial championship and the time trial and the road. He was the one who had he was so far ahead. He had a mechanical issue as he rode through, just after riding through the gates of the Louvre into the Tuileries, and had time to get a bike change before anybody caught up to him. Which, I mean, well, nobody did catch up to him. I did one of the paintings of him just justifiably losing his marbles over the team, like waiting for another bike, because I'm sure he was, you know, justifiably very worried about getting caught losing the race just because of a mechanical. But unlike most other sports, there are no times out, timeouts, times out. Which way is that? Seems like attorney generals, it's attorneys general, but I don't think it's times out. Anybody know? But nevertheless, so anything that happens, happens. Now, in stage races like this, if something happens to the yellow jersey, it is etiquette, not required, but etiquette, to wait until they're back racing, as opposed to pushing the pace and taking advantage of the mishap of the leader. I've seen that play out a number of times, and even sometimes it's just like your main rival. To be crass is you'll let him get sorted before you start going again, him or her. So there we go. That's this piece. Thank you all for watching. I hope you will consider subscribing. Like I say, thank you to the one person who did this evening or last evening. And you can find all of the work on my website, theartofcycling.blogspot.com, where it will have a direct link to where you can purchase this or any of my other Tour de France paintings. Thank you to Megan, who bought one of the paintings from yesterday. You all want to join her, don't you? And here's a little barcode or scan code if you're watching on a different screen and you got your phone handy. And thank you so much. Love to know what you think. And is it times out or is it timeouts? Thank you all so much. Bye now.